Spanish false cognates that start with C. Let's start the list. La cámara means chamber. La cámara has got nothing to do with the English word camera. So, la cámara, chamber. Next in the list, el campo. Now, el campo means countryside or field. It does not mean camp. Okay, so el campo means countryside or field. La cara means face. It's got nothing to do with car. So la cara means face. El cargo is got, well, it's one of those words which into Spanish more than likely will translate into charge or a position. In other words, it's a position of when you are in power. La carpeta in Spanish does not mean carpet. The Spanish word for carpet is la alfombra. However, the word carpeta means a binder or a file. La carrera does not mean career, and as you can see from the screen, it means a race. Next one down, la carta is nothing to do with a cart. La carta means a letter. El cartón, although it more than likely looks that it's got something to do with the English word cartoon, it doesn't, because el cartón means cardboard. The word for cartoon is un dibujo animado. In other words, an animated picture, or in other words, a picture that moves. Next one down, la casualidad. Now, it might look as if it's got something to do with causality, causation, or something like that, but la casualidad means coincidence. So, por casualidad, as a set phrase, means by chance. Por casualidad. Next one down, chocar. Now, chocar looks as it might mean to choke, or perhaps to shock, depending on which angle you're coming from, but it doesn't, because it means to crash. One car crashes into another. Chocar means to crash. El codo has got nothing to do with the English word code. The English word, or the word for code in Spanish, is el código. But in Spanish, el codo, or rather in English, means el elbow. El colegio means a school. It's not really a college, so school or private school. El compromiso looks as if it should mean compromise. Well, it doesn't. It means a commitment to do something. Comprometer means to commit. El compromiso is a commitment. El concurso looks as if it might have something to do with concourse. In other words, one of those areas where there are lots of people. You can have concourses in schools, in universities. But in this case, el concurso means a contest. And of course, flipping the other way around, contestar means to answer. So, el concurso is a contest. Here's perhaps one of my favourites in the whole of the list. Constipado does not mean constipated. Constipado means you've got a cold. So, estoy constipado means I've got a cold. And this one, contestar, referring a little bit further up the list, which you can now not see, contestar means to answer. Contestar, to answer. La copa, does it mean cope or something like that? La copa is a glass or a goblet, and of course the World Cup is La Copa Mundial. For us football fans, or perhaps if you're an American speaker, soccer fans, La Copa Mundial, the World Cup. Corresponder, to agree with somebody. Corresponder, or estar de acuerdo con, to agree with someone. It hasn't got the idea of to correspond as in correspondence. La costumbre perhaps looks as if it might mean something to do with costume. Well, it doesn't. La costumbre means a habit, something that you do regularly. El crédito, we've got here, down here, is credit, in other words, to pay on credit. Perhaps one of the words in this list that perhaps should not be there. So let's move on to the next one. El criterio means judgment. It's not a criterion, or perhaps it is a criterion, on which you make a judgment. But el criterio non in Spanish has got the idea of judgment behind it. Crudo, we've got the English word crude, but in Spanish it does mean raw or unrefined, and in certain circumstances, of course, crudo in English has got those senses as well. But you can have una zanahoria cruda, a raw carrot, but it's not a crude carrot in the sense of a unrefined carrot. And last but not least, la cuestión looks as if it means the English word question. Well, the English word question is la pregunta. But you can see what's going on here. La cuestión means an issue to be resolved. It's a question that needs to be sorted out, or an issue to be resolved. So there we have it. That's the end of that list of Spanish false cognates beginning with C. Hasta pronto, amigos míos. Now, if you found that useful, why don't you consider subscribing? Hasta pronto, amigos míos.